Yeah.
It's rolling.
Videoing.
All right.
Okay. Ready?
Always.
All right, everybody. Hey, Coach Hime here with Arkansas Tech Cross Country and Track and Field, episode 6 of Tech Time. And today I've got strength coaches, Coach Gabe and Coach Nick. Guys, we'll just kind of get going with, tell us a little bit about yourselves and just how y'all kind of got here.
Sure, yeah, so I'll go first. Grew up in Peoria, Arizona, went to undergrad at technically 3 different places, but I ended at Grand Canyon University, spent 2 years there as an intern during partial time during the summer there. I also spent some time in the private sector with some professional and younger athletes at Exo Sport Performance. And here I am, graduate school, graduate assistant now, so.
Awesome.
I grew up in St. Charles, Missouri. It's about 30 minutes outside of St. Louis. My undergrad, I went to SIUE, which is Southern Illinois University of Edwardsville. Spent about 2.5 years interning there with their high performance staff there. And then I spent a little bit of time in private sector at a place called Boost Sports Performance and Physical Therapy, where I got some experience with semi-professional and professional athletes.
Okay. So this is y'all's first year here at Tech, same as me. Welcome us, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us kind of what sports y'all work with, and then if you want, elaborate a little bit on kind of y'all's philosophy.
Sure, so right now I work with 5 of the 10 total teams. Volleyball, softball, women's golf, men's basketball, and softball. So for my philosophy, I guess what I've picked up over the course of my strength conditioning type of athletic performance career is that the basics work really well, right? Especially depending on the time of year, I'm a very minimal effective dosing guy, so the athletes already get a lot of stress from school, from their sport, from everything else going on throughout their lives. So when they're in the weight room for me, I want them to be able to give me as much effort and as much intensity as possible, right? But I also want them to be really good at the things that are going to help them in sport.
So I work with women's tennis, I work with men's golf, I work with women's basketball and baseball here. And I share a very similar philosophy to Gabe. Let's stick to the basic principles, get really good at those first before we move on to everything else. That being said, we also tend to use like an athlete-centered model, so we're first and foremost worried about our athletes first. We like to see them progress. We want them to succeed just as the coaches here do as well. I'm sure that you can second that. Yeah, that's definitely our first priority is let's let them be the best student athletes they can be. It's our job kind of to take the general physical preparation of the athletes, because most of the time our athletes are doing sports specific things all the time. There's not a week where they're not running in your case, or playing baseball or playing basketball or volleyball for that instance. So it's our job to make sure that they're physically prepared for their sport so they can participate without getting an injury and meet the demands of their sport as best they can.
Well, I know, like I said, within my team, being here working with you guys since August, the change I've seen amongst the athletes has been fantastic. I know our ladies have gotten so much stronger, and you can tell. I always say, distance runners have to be in the weight room too, and you can definitely see the difference in their strength. So, well, guys, I want to thank y'all for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having
Always
us.
good to have the strength coaches on, kind of the wild ones of the bunch, maybe. I don't know. Thanks for watching episode 6 of Tech Time. Next week, episode 7. We'll see you then. Fight on.